for the pass protection. Number 2, it slows down the rush, plus the fact that it provides you with the opportunity to make big plays.
Well, they got Emmitt Smith in the first round. The Cardinals got the leading rusher in the NFC in the moment in the 7th round.
Well, they did, and they should have worn a face mask, you know, to acquire that draft choice, because he's a very outstanding back. He's a #1 pick, a #1 player, and he adds the same kind of dimension that Emmitt Smith does to the Dallas Cowboy attack.
We've got a beautiful day here in the Valley of the Sun. James Dixon and Alexander Wright back to return the kickoff to our left for the Dallas Cowboys, and Al Del Greco, who has a hard time reaching the end zone with his kickoffs, to kick it off from the 35 down to our right. There's a look at Al Del Greco, been around for a while. In fact, left unprotected in Plan B last year by the Cardinals. You can see 12 kickoffs and just 1 touchback. So the Cowboys have a dangerous return game, and they may have a chance to employ it right here.
Del Greco has only had 1 touchback in his last 24 games, which is really incredible.
Well, a crowd of about 48,000 anticipated here today. It seats 72, and we are underway. It is a very short kickoff. Taken in at the 8-yard line by Dixon. He's got a lot of speed, and he's upended as he crosses the 30-yard line. James Dixon, who has played both wide receiver and running back for the Cowboys, bringing it back. Tracy Eaton on the tackle after a 23-yard return. And there you get a look at Troy Aikman, the former #1 pick in the entire draft. The Cowboys have altered their offense to throw more short passes and take the pressure off him. Tuanay, Kerr, Stebnoski, Giesick, and Newton. The huge Nate Newton at right tackle, along with the tight end. The running back, Emmitt Smith, who went over 100 yards last week. Alonzo Highsmith, the fine blocker in front of him in the eye. And the wide receivers. Now the backs split behind Aikman on 1st and 10. Short pass here near sideline to Novacek, who usually is a tight end, but they plan to split him out some today, and they did right there for a pickup of about 6 yards. Freddie Joe Nunn, Jim Waller, and Rod Sadler open up front. Now the Cardinals have switched from a 4-3 in the past to a 3-4 here today. The linebackers are Jacks, Bell, Hill, and Harvey. It'll be a pickup of 5 and 2nd and 5 upcoming. Mack and Taylor on the corners. Tim McDonald, a fine, strong safety. And Lonnie Young, a former 12th round draft choice at free. 2nd and 5 for the Cowboys and Troy Aikman. What a hole up the middle for Emmitt Smith. And Emmitt Smith is up close to the 44-yard line. And the first down of this game picked up by the Cowboys. Tim McDonald, a great run supporter at strong safety and a former Pro Bowler, brings him down.
And the great running backs, you know, Jim, have the great capacity to see things very quickly and react to what the defense does. That time he went right up the middle, but saw a seam on the left side and took advantage of it and popped right there through there for a 1st down.
23 carries for 121 yards last week for Emmitt Smith out of Florida. On 1st and 10, Smith once more. The ball comes free at the 46-yard line of Phoenix. The Cardinals have it. Picked up by Lonnie Young, the free safety.
Here it is from the end zone as we see it. He's reading the block, cuts inside, gets hit from the backside. It looked like Rod Sadler that made the tackle. The ball pops loose, and it's Lonnie Young who makes the recovery. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals.
Alonzo Highsmith on the carry and the fumble. Tim Rosenbaugh has the worst rating of any quarterback in the NFL. He's going to throw on 1st down. Floating it out underneath, and tackled quickly at the 44-yard line is Johnny Johnson. Flag is down at the 42-yard line. Here's the Phoenix offense. Fine offensive line that should give an undersized Dallas defensive front some problems. The tight end is Walter Reeves, primarily a blocker. Johnny Johnson, that find in the 7th round at running back. The H-back is Tim Jordan. The wide receivers are the veterans Smith and Green. A flag was dropped at the 42-yard line. Our referee today is Red Cashin, explaining the options to Eugene Lockhart, the fine middle linebacker of the Cowboys. The Cowboys trying to win consecutive games for the first time since 1987. A win would put them at 500. First time they'd been at that level since September 25th, 1988.
And Jim, they start right off with a screen pass.
Holding during the run, number 61. That penalty is declined. It'll be second down.
They start right off with a screen pass, and why a screen? Because the Cardinals use a lot of soft zone defenses, and anytime a team plays zone, screen passes are very effective.
Penalty was on Lance Smith, declined as Joe Bugel, the first-year head coach, looks on. 2nd and 12 after the loss of 2. Rosenbaugh looking, throwing, caught by the veteran Smith at the 41-yard line. J.T. Smith, who only had 6 receptions coming into this game, brings one in for 14 yards. Here's the defense that Tim Rosenbaugh will be looking at here this afternoon. Daniel Stubbs gets the start up front along with Jimmy Jones, his first start in the NFL, replacing the injured Hamill. Danny Noonan and the veteran Jim Jeffcoat, who played here at ASU. Jack Del Rio, Eugene Lockhart, and Ken Norton are the linebackers. Bolton Williams on the corners. Horton and Al Britton the safeties. 1st and 10 from the Cowboy 40. Sweeping is Johnson, trying to turn the corner. Hits it up inside the 40, close to the 38-yard line, where the middle linebacker, Eugene Lockhart, the 7-year man out of Houston, makes the tackle, along with the 7-year man at strong safety, Vince Albritton.
They got a good push from their offensive line on the right side, especially Tootie Robbins, number 63, who is about 322 pounds. They got a good push, but Johnson jumped to the outside and got as much out of the play as he possibly could.
So we'll bring up 2nd and 8 with the ball at the 38-yard line of Dallas. Some movement along the line. Cowboys may be penalized here as Johnson runs it inside the 35-yard line. Again, it's the middle linebacker, Eugene Lockhart, who had a Cowboy record 154 solo tackles last year in on this one. But a flag is down at the 39 of Dallas.
Ken Norton, I think, was offside, number 51. I'm not sure, but I think that's what it looked like.
Offside. Number 51 on the defense. 5 yards, still second down.
So it was, Hank, the weak side linebacker. The Cowboys flip-flop their outside linebackers, Del Rio and Norton.
What they did, they sent the tight end in motion to the right side. It made Norton play the strong side linebacker, and that's what happened on the play. He was eager to come across the line of scrimmage and was offside.
2nd and 3 from the Dallas 33 as the Cardinals drive with their first possession. Both wide receivers to the near side of the field. That's where Rosenbaugh looks and throws, and it's taken in. The catch by Roy Green, and that is a record-equaling catch by the 12-year veteran out of Henderson State. That ties Jackie Smith's career mark with the Cardinals and club record of 480. We talked to Roy yesterday about what the record would mean to him. Hank, what did he do with that football? He wasn't impressed, was he?
No, he really wasn't. He's been through the mill. He said, well, it'll be nice to have that. I'll enjoy it much more as the years pass on.
1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Handoff left side, tripping and falling forward inside the 15. Is Johnny Johnson.
And that's the great thing, Jim, about the I formation. He's back there about 7 yards, Johnny Johnson. He's going right to the right side, and then he sees the over-pursuing defense of Dallas, which gives him the extra room from the I formation to cut back and take advantage of the weak side. Weak side meaning the split inside of the formation, and he picked up nice yardage on a play, almost broke it clean. Jeffcoat and Robert Williams in on the tackle. 2nd and 1 from the 15-yard line. Cowboys showing blitz, may have jumped off sides. Here's Johnson again, fighting his way inside the 5. It looks like Dallas was definitely offside, trying to anticipate the count. He gave him a little different look, sound with the inflection on the call that time, and I think he drew somebody offside of Dallas. Penalty is declined, and the Cardinals will have it 1st and goal.
Penalty is declined. 1st down.
Del Rio was offside. Here comes a run. Look at him switch the ball, but he should have switched it away from the pressure to his left arm instead of his right arm. That's where all the traffic is coming from.
Norton makes the tackle. If he doesn't, Johnson's in the end zone. Rosenbaugh, very active and agile, will run himself. Stopped short of the goal line. Boy, he took on Holt down there, and he also took on Del Rio. We talked to Rosenbaugh about that yesterday. He said, hey, I'm gonna take my shots, but if I've got somebody down there that's a little smaller, what can I do? I might run over him, right?
Yeah, but he didn't at that time. Holt is not smaller, much smaller. He's a tough guy. Came up, made the tackle, and incidentally, if the Cardinals score on this drive, it'll be the first touchdown they've made in the first quarter all year long.
Cardinals with a week off to get ready for this one. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Well, the right side looks like it's good.
Cowboys going to blitz again. Handoff. Johnson. Touchdown, Cardinals.
He inserted that one. He got it in there. That was a soft spot in the defense. They had a wingback on the right side. There was a little soft spot in there, and he took advantage of it and pumped it right in there for the touchdown.
I beg your pardon. That was Anthony Thompson on the touchdown. The rookie out of Indiana, only his 12th carry of this young season, but he was inserted down near the goal line, and he bangs it home, his 2nd touchdown of his NFL career. Al Del Greco comes on to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Tom Tupa. And the Cardinals quickly in front. Snap is back, and Del Greco's extra point attempt is up and perfect. So the Cardinals, who came in with the 26th offense in the NFL, doing some damage early against the Cowboys and quickly taking the lead. Thompson's touchdown, Hank.
Here's another shot of it from ground level. They got a wingback on the right side. He just hands the ball. Look, he makes a good move. He looked like he was trying to get outside. He saw the seam, saw the cavity inside, got a good push there by the right side of the offensive line. Tootie Robbins, Lance Smith, and Walter Reeves, and he puts it right in there for the touchdown.
Thompson was a 2nd-round pick out of Indiana, the first pick of the Cardinals this year, who had given up their number 1 in the supplemental to get Rosenbaugh the year before. They thought this would be the guy to rejuvenate a running attack that was really dormant for them, but he can't get into the lineup because Johnson has played so well.
It's a good situation to have because you know how often running backs go down during the course of the season, so it's good to have a couple of them or 2 or 3 of them fill in during that slack period.
Jimmy Johnson, when we talked to him last night, worried about the offensive line of the Cardinals. They're much bigger than the Dallas defensive front. They pretty much stuffed them on that drive. Al Del Greco to kick it off for the 2nd time here in the first quarter. Back deep are Dixon and Wright. This is Dixon from about the 6. Looking for running room. Stringing it out across the field, but he can't turn the corner. Brought down just as he crosses the 20-yard line. Don Holmes, a wide receiver with a lot of speed, brings him down.
Here's a good picture of Jimmy Johnson. I talked to him, of course we did yesterday, but I had a nice visit with him on the field before the game. He feels very good about his young football team. He thinks he's making very good progress. Things are going in the right direction. Talked to Jerry Jones, the owner of the team, yesterday, and that was a lot of fun. He's very enthusiastic and seems to be very involved with that football team.
Cowboys coming in at 2-3, hoping to get to 500. Backs it an eye for Aikman on 1st and 10 from his 20. Aikman looking to throw deep near sideline, incomplete. Overthrowing Dennis McKinnon, who was streaking down the right sideline, but he was well covered by the cornerback Cedric Mack.
I talked to David Shula this morning about their offensive personality and their scheme going into this game. He said the last couple of weeks, while we travel kind of slow, we've taken the skateboard, taken the bus. We're going to try to take the jet a little bit more this afternoon. And there was an illustration of it, but they're playing a soft zone, so you got to be careful.
2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line. Cardinals leading early, 7-0 with 9:16 to play in the first quarter. Smith out of that tailback spot, stumbling forward up close to the 24-yard line. Eric Hill, the middle linebacker, trips him up, the former number 1 draft choice out of LSU.
Interesting, yesterday we talked to both Johnny Johnson and also Emma Smith, asked them how many times they had to carry the ball before they got cranked up and in the flow of the game. Both of them said about the same thing. They have to carry the ball anywhere from 12 to 15 times, and then the more they carry it and the longer the game goes, the better they feel and the more success they enjoy.
Smith comes to the sideline now on 3rd down and 7 from the Dallas 23. Cardinals will bring in 6 defensive backs. Straight drop for Aikman. He may run. He will run. He'll be dropped short of the 30-yard line. And the Cowboys will have to punt it away.
That time they blitzed the outside linebackers that time, and but they went way up the field. It provided with Aikman with the opportunity to take advantage of the run. He got some yardage, but not enough for the first down.
Eldonta Osborne, a rookie free agent out of Louisiana Tech, on the tackle, and Mike Saxon comes on to punt it away. Back deep, former Pro Bowler by Sikahema. Saxon with a 42.4-yard average.
He kicks the ball high, too. He kicks it so high, it comes down with a little ice on it.
Ice is hard to find right here today. It's about 92 degrees here in Sun Devil Stadium. Cardinals with a return on. Sikahema has room to run from his own 35. Brought down short of the 45-yard line as the Cardinals will have good field position. Just a 37-yard punt by Saxon and an 8-yard Sikahema return. Cardinals up early here 7-0 with 7:30 to play in the first quarter. Darrell Johnston, running back for the Cowboys, downfield to make the tackle. Cardinals have a lot of new things going for them this year, including a new quarterback, running back, tight end, and center in their offensive lineup.
And I think Joe Bugel is going to do a good job. He's got a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of animation, and it rubs off on that team.
Rosenbach, quick out near sideline, caught by Roy Green, and he's bumped out of bounds close to the sticks. Looks like he'll be just short. Roy Green, an amazing 12-year veteran out of Henderson State, began his career with the Cardinals as a cornerback. And he was telling us yesterday that before he retires, and he thinks that day is far in the future, before he retires, he'd like to intercept another pass, and that's the record breaker right there. He had tied the record of Jackie Smith earlier, and that one breaks it. He is now the all-time leading receiver in number of catches for the St. Louis and now Phoenix Cardinals. 481 balls this gentleman's caught. His entire team comes off the bench to salute him.
You know, the other great thing, he's got a terrific attitude. All these years, he's still playing like he's a rookie. Emmett Thomas, the great cornerback for us at Kansas City, helped him tremendously when he was at St. Louis. And here are all the all-time leaders. There we see a good shot of him.
He's got some good company. Jackie Smith, Pat Tilley, Bobby Joe Conrad, and Mel Gray trail him now. A credit to this team both on and off the field. Roy Green, handoff, banging straight ahead and scrambling for every inch is Johnny Johnson. Jim Jeffcoat brings him down. Tim Rosenbaugh, 4 out of 4 for 31 yards here early. And again, Hank, the presence of the running attack.
Yeah, you got to be able to run. There's no question about that. As I mentioned at the opening of the show, what it does, it really helps the linemen. They love it. They love when you run the ball. Plus the fact that it helps tremendously with their pass blocking responsibilities because you don't get such a severe rush. 1st and
10 from the Dallas 43, 6:40 to play first quarter. Cardinals lead 7-0. Johnson once more stopped short of the 40 after a short gain of a couple. Johnny Johnson, quite a story, a 7th-round draft pick out of San Jose State. In fact, he was a wide receiver earlier in his collegiate career. 5 carries for 30 yards here, a 6-yard per carry average early. He was averaging 4.1 coming in, and his 303 yards on the ground led the NFC. 2 wide receivers split out to the near side of the field on 2nd and 8 from the 41. Ernie Jones and Green in there now. They'll run it to the other side with Johnson, and he has got the first down and more. The ball might have come free inside the 30-yard line, but it appears that the Cardinals will retain possession.
Yeah,
Jim Jeffcoat and Ray Horton on the tackle.
The ground can't create a fumble, and I think that's what happened, if there was any doubt about that. But there again, you know, all the great backs really have terrifically outstanding vision. There he ran to the right side, saw a cavity inside, took advantage of it. And I think the great backs also have the decision-making ability. Right or wrong, they make a cut and they stay with it.
That's a 12-yard pickup and another Cardinal first down at the 29 of Dallas.
Look at all the room on that right side.
Rosenbaugh wants to throw near sideline. It's caught inside the 20-yard line by Ernie Jones. Robert Williams, the veteran cornerback out of Baylor, makes the stop after an 11-yard pickup. Rosenbaugh sharp early.
The corners are playing so soft. They're concerned about the deep speed, and so, you know, all you have to do is play catch out there, throw the ball in front of either one of the defensive backs. I'm really surprised he didn't throw right. That was one-on-one. Looked like they rotated the defense to the left side. One-on-one on the right side, and the defensive back was about 10 yards deep.
Rosenbaugh has taken every snap for the Cardinals this year. 1st and 10 from the 18. Sweeping left. And pushed out of bounds is Johnny Johnson once more. Jack Del Rio, the strong side linebacker, forces him out of bounds at the 12-yard line of the Cowboys.
And here again, they got a good push on the left side of the offensive line. Nobody pulled, and all he does is read the block, and especially of the tight end. If the tight end is able to hook the linebacker, he's going to go outside just like he did. If he pushes him outside, he'll go inside. He's a good reader. Terrific vision.
2nd and 4 as Rosenbaugh comes to the Cardinal bench as Phoenix takes a 40-second timeout. Well, Joe Bugel's a very upbeat guy, isn't he, Hank? And he's just right for this situation, it would appear.
Yeah, he really does. He's got a good personality. He's one of the guys. In fact, I asked one of the players what he felt the difference was between Joe Bugel and some of the other coaches they played for. He said, well, you can talk to Joe anytime, on the field, in the office. It doesn't make any difference. Some of the other coaches, it was like going to the principal's office. So it was a pretty good illustration.
The former offensive line coach of the Hogs with the Washington Redskins, Jimmy Johnson, in his 2nd year with the Cowboys.
And really, Jimmy, as I mentioned earlier, he and his staff, I think, are on the right track. I talked to David Shula before the game. They all feel good about the progress they're making. They don't have any false illusions. They just feel that they're on the right track. And I think the big thing about it is the players feel the same way.
7th play in this drive forthcoming by the Cardinals. 2nd and about 4 from the 12. Green in motion. Rosenbaugh incomplete, very nearly intercepted on the tip ball. Off the fingertips of Tim Jordan, the tight end, and oftentimes H-back. Isaac Holt had a shot at the interception down close to the 5-yard line. That's been a real problem for the Cowboys this year. Just one interception going in.
You know, the other thing, looking at that offensive line that time of the Cardinals, their left side was way off the ball, and the reason for that was they wanted to get a little bit more room for pass protection purposes.
3rd and 4 from the 12-yard line of Dallas. Cardinals looking to augment their 7-0 lead. Rosenbaugh take off. And be stopped inside the 5. A stiff tackle in the open field by the strong safety, Vince Albritton.
That was like a quarterback draw. I don't know whether it was or not. But the middle was open. They had a middle linebacker. Look at it. It goes back and sets. It definitely was a quarterback draw. It was set up to be a draw. And look at the hit by Albritton, number 36. He really gives him a little shot right in the smush. Gives him knocked him backwards.
In the what?
In the smush.
Oh, okay.
It can mean anything.
Rosenbaugh 2nd on the team in rushing coming in, so he's no stranger to toting the ball upfield. 1st and goal from the 5 for the Cardinals, who lead 7-0 in the 1st quarter. Louis Sharp moved. Number 67 moved prematurely.
Well, he moved. See, he had to pull from his left tackle position all the way over.
7 on the offense. Still 1st down.
He had to pull from his left tackle position all the way over across the offensive, the line of scrimmage, and as a result, he's trying to get a jump. Jumped a little bit too soon, and then they called him for being illegally in motion.
Former number 1 draft choice out of UCLA and a perennial Pro Bowl performer. So that'll set the ball back to the 10-yard line on the penalty, where it will be 1st and goal Cardinals. 3:22 to play in the 1st quarter. 2 wide receivers split out to the right. Rosenbaugh to Johnson. Fights inside the 5. Fights to the goal line. Did he get in? He's awfully close.
It all depends where his knee is. If his knee went down before he got the ball over across the plane, it's going to be marked short of the goal line.
By inches. He stretched that football out, but as you say, Hank, they said his knee was down first.
Yeah, that's the important thing. Not many people realize it isn't the ball. If your knee goes down, that's where the ball is marked. Look at him fight through the traffic like he's going through. There's his knee. That's a good play on the part of the official. He didn't get it across.
Second and goal from inside the 1 for the Cardinals.
Right side, right side.
Thompson again, up, over, and short. Anthony Thompson went airborne, but he was brought down just inches short of that goal line.
He shouldn't have jumped. Had he just maintained his balance and picked his way, there was definitely an advantage on that right side. Watch him take off on the right side. See, look at, if he goes to the outside and he's got the ball in the right arm instead of the left arm, he'd have gone in standing up. He had the ball in the wrong arm and made the wrong cut.
Holt, Del Rio, and Lockhart all in on the stop. Ball remains about 3 inches from that goal line, and they might be looking at this one upstairs, Hank.
Well, I don't think he made it, but I think it's good that they look at it just to make sure they don't make a mistake. But here it is from the goal line perspective here.
Well, his feet were in, but where did the ball come down?
Yeah, I think maybe this is the opposite of what we saw a minute ago. His feet came in, but the ball was on the other side of the goal line.
Review by the replay official, the play stands, third down.
So it will be 3rd and inches from inside the 1.
He didn't have a good choice. Didn't make a good decision on that run. Should have been in there standing up.
Cardinals, who were slightly favored in this game, looking to go on top by 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. Here's Thompson going wide this time. Holt drops him for the loss. We welcome all of you who watched the San Francisco 49ers remain undefeated and at the expense of the Atlanta Falcons. This is Jim Henderson along with Hank Stram from Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona, where this crowd of Sun worshipers and Cardinal worshipers imploring their team to punch it in the end zone on 4th and inches. We have 1:19 to play in the first quarter, and the Cardinals are already leading 7-0 and looking for more. Ends in tight on 4th and inches.
The last time he had the ball in the wrong arm again. Jim.
Thompson didn't get there. The Cowboys hold. Jimmy Jones making his first start, the 3rd-round draft choice out of Miami, holds the Cardinals out of the end zone. They lead 7-0.
It's Anthony Thompson now. He runs to his right. He's got the ball in the left arm. He should have it in his right arm. So this is the 3rd down play. Look at now. Jordan's out in front. Had he had the ball in the right arm, he could have used his left arm and left hand to ward off the would-be tackler and gone in for the touchdown. He went in there handcuffed and couldn't make the play.
Joe Bugel gambles and fails, going for it on 4th and inches from inside the 1-yard line. The Cowboys are able to answer the challenge, but now they're trying to get it out from the shadow of their own goalposts. Giving it off to the tailback. And he cracks forward for a couple of yards. That's Emmitt Smith. I bet Emmitt had a rough night last night after what happened to his Gators against Tennessee, Hank. When we had him up in the room, we're talking to him, he had divided attention.
I think he was looking for the air hose after that game.
Gators really got banged around in that second half to the Vols. Just 42 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. 2nd and 8 from the 3. Tailback gets the call once more, and Smith is across the 5 up close to the 6-yard line. Eric Hill and Rod Sadler, the defensive end and middle linebacker, combine on the stop.
Defense of the Cardinals is reacting very well to what's happening up front, shedding blockers and making tackles.
Smith last week, 23 carries for 121 yards, including a 14-yard touchdown for the game winner against Tampa. And that will be our last play of quarter number 1. In the Valley of the Sun, that's the end of our first quarter with the score. Phoenix 7 and Dallas 0. We here at CBS really looking forward to Tuesday night when we'll begin our live coverage of the 1990 World Series. That starts at 8 o'clock Eastern. Defending champion Oakland A's traveling to Riverfront Stadium for Game 1 against the Cincinnati Reds. Jose Rio gets the start against Dave Stewart in a battle of right-handers. Up among the saguaro on top of one of the buttes overlooking Sun Devil Stadium. That's their vantage point. And they're seeing a pretty entertaining football game. After one quarter, the Cardinals are leading 7-0. 3rd and 6 for the Cowboys. From their 6. Aikman throws it away. He was being chased by Rod Sadler in his own end zone.
The difference in the game so far, too, Jim, Dallas has had possession 4:43 in the first quarter, and Phoenix 10-17. Plus the fact that I think Dallas has really been in the soup most of the time in this contest and really has not had an opportunity to operate at full strength with their offense.
Could be another short field here for the Cardinals, Hank.
That's right. Another great opportunity for them to go in for another score, either a touchdown or a field goal.
Saxon's first effort just 37 yards. He's backed up all the way at his own end line. Sikahema will field this punt, and a beauty it is, all the way back at his 41. Stopped short of midfield. Good tackle by James Washington. The Cardinals will have the ball when we return, and they lead 7-0. Cardinals trying to stay cool on their bench. It's supposed to be about 92 degrees here today, but the temperature is beautiful and the humidity is low. It's a gorgeous day to be a spectator, if not a player. Johnny Johnson has carried 8 times for 57 yards already. On the reverse.
Reverse pass.
Green looks downfield. Caught by Smith at the 44-yard line.
Roy Green was all smiles yesterday. They line up in this formation. He pitches the ball and then gives it to Roy Green on the reverse. Then all of a sudden he stops. Good protection up front. Throws the ball a little bit upside down, I think. But it got there in good shape, and the reception was made. 1st and 10.
But there's a flag back all the way at the 48-yard line.
The flag will be picked up. First down.
All right. 20-yard pickup for the Cardinals as they pick up the flag as well.
Well, he throws the ball, he catches the ball, he plays defense. Now he wants to make an interception. What else is there?
Well, he wants to get his handicap down below 9 as well.
Well, they better put an eraser around the pencil. They might.
Very avid golfer is Roy Jetstream Green, who's flanked out wide to the left. Smith wide right. 1st and 10 Cardinals at the 33 of the Cowboys. 14-13 to play second quarter. Cardinals lead 7-0. Out of bounds. That's Green once more. You know, Roy Green came into this game, Hank, with only 10 receptions. He has been tremendously busy here early in this game.
Well, he's going to continue to be busy if the defensive backs play is soft. By soft, I mean they're playing deep. And really and truly, he didn't have to go through all that motion to get the ball out there. All he had to do really was go back in the pocket and dump it out there to him, because he's got all kinds of room, anywhere from 10 to 12 yards.
Pickup of 7 will be 2nd and 3 at the 26-yard line at Dallas. Rosenbaugh on the counter to Johnson. He's still on his feet. And he's at the 15-yard line. A flag comes in late. Strong safety Vince Albritton on the tackle. Good block by Lance Smith at right guard, and a face mask penalty will go against the Cowboys for additional yardage.
Beautiful block by Lance Smith, number 61, the right guard. He got a good inside-out position.
Number 36 on the defense. First down.
Albritton brings him down by the face mask.
There you see a good shot of it right there. Grabs the face mask, penalty on the play. But again, a beautiful block that we don't see by Lance Smith, the right guard, number 61.
Johnny Johnson carries for 11. He now has 68 yards in 9 carries, and we've got almost an entire second quarter yet to be played. First and goal from the 10 for the Cardinals, who lead 7-0. Johnson to the 6. Ken Norton brings him down. Johnson had 10 receptions coming into this game, and we noted earlier, Hank, he was a wide receiver earlier in his career at San Jose State.
Yes, and we asked him that question yesterday about the running and the pass receiving, and he smiled and he said, love to catch the ball, because there again he's got an opportunity to work in a linebacker most of the time on a one-on-one situation in the open field. He feels he's got the advantage.
Second and goal from the 6 for the Cardinals. Johnson with the pitch. Ball comes loose. Dallas has recovered at the 2. Ken Norton.
Good reaction on the part of the Dallas defense. Norton takes a good angle.
So the Cardinals blow an opportunity to lead further and hold a 7-0 lead. Twice now, Hank, Phoenix has had the ball inside the Dallas 1 and come away with nothing.
Yeah, that really hurts. You know, if you don't get the touchdown, which is what you want to get, at least you ought to come out with 3. They don't get anything.
Cowboys again operating deep from their own territory at the 2-yard line. Straight ahead, the fullback, Alonzo Highsmith. Let's see that fumble once more, Hank. Who hit him?
Watch Horton, number 20, comes in, and he really hits him with the hat right on the ball. You'll see him coming in here. There's the hit. The ball pops right out of there, and then Norton, number 51, is very alert, pounces right on the fumble, and Dallas has possession, 1st and 10.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8 for the Cowboys.
I'd throw the ball up on top and try to get some kind of a big play. Keep both backs in, but throw it up on top.
Underneath and off the fingertips of Emmitt Smith at the 6-yard line.
He had the kind of coverage he wanted to look like on that last play, Jim, and that's why I thought perhaps he might try to go up on top and try to take advantage. You know, even if you don't complete the pass, there's always a good chance that you might get pass interference or some kind of a break offensively to get out of that area and get some working room. Dallas hasn't had it at all in this game.
No, their deepest penetration to date, their own 44-yard line. 5 defensive backs in the game for the Cardinals. On 3rd and 8 from the Dallas 4. Complete to Novacek, but short of the first down. Jay Novacek, the former Cardinal, but he didn't get the first down, didn't go far enough.
And there again, that's like throwing bubble gum at a battleship. You know, it doesn't do any good. They're playing a soft zone. You got to get the ball downfield in the middle area to a tight end or a receiver in the middle and somebody at the hash marks.
Novacek leading the NFC tight ends in receptions with 20 coming into this game, but he's a yard short of the needed yardage for first down, and Mike Saxon, who's been busy here early, to punt it away again. Sikahema waiting at his own 45. This is a beauty, high, lazy spiral from his 32 to his 45 for Sikahema. A 56-yard punt and a 12-yard return. 10:52 to play in the second quarter, and the Cardinals lead 7-0. Chamber of Commerce Day in Tempe, Arizona, at Sun Devil Stadium, the home of Arizona State University. They played a tough game here last night in losing to California. Cardinals are leading 7-0, but they've had 2 excellent chances go awry. They could be on top 21-0 here.
They really should be at 21 tonight.
Rosenbaugh with play action. Throwing deep downfield for Green. Tipped away, incomplete. Isaac Holt on the man-for-man coverage.
And that's what we talked about earlier in the pregame show a little bit what play action passes do. You see, it's a play action, it holds the rush, and he has an opportunity to throw the ball down the field for possibly a big play. A good defensive play on the part, I couldn't see the number.
Isaac Holt it was.
Isaac Holt, number 30. Good defensive play.
Rosenbaugh's had the reputation for not being able to throw the deep ball, but that one was right on the money.
He's 7 for 9 so far, 53 yards.
2nd and 10 from the 45 of the Cardinals. Rosenbaugh to scramble. Brought down short of midfield by Jimmy Jones. 3rd-round draft choice out of Miami.
You know, that's the thing with the quarterbacks who have the capacity to run the ball and have great escapability skill. They'll take a look, a quick sniff downfield to see what the coverage is, and if it isn't what they see, because of their running ability, they won't go to the 2nd and 3rd receiver. They'll just take off and run and get as much out of the play as they possibly can, and that was an illustration of it on the last play.
6 defensive backs in the game for Dallas on 3rd and 6 from the 49. Rosenbaugh's got his receiver Prohl at the 39-yard line. That's a 1st down for the Cardinals.
There again, those corners are playing so deep that all they have to, I was surprised in that situation that they would still play as deep. But now watch the deep man. Watch the slot man go to the outside. Makes the catch. And that time, really, they were actually really in man-for-man coverage instead of zone. I thought they were in zone initially.
12-yard pickup. He beat Ron Francis. His brother, James, was the 1st-round pick of the Bengals and early favored to be Defensive Rookie of the Year in the AFC. 1st and 10 from the 39. Johnson gets another call. Stopped after a short gain by Danny Noonan, former #1 draft choice out of Nebraska.
One thing about these two young teams, you can see they're both very aggressive, react very well to what they see, playing with a lot of enthusiasm. And Dallas has really dodged a couple of bullets because we talked about it just a moment ago. The score really should be 21.
One thing we ought to take note of, Hank, how long Dallas has been on the field defensively here on a very hot afternoon.
That is a good point.
2nd and 8 from the 37-yard line of the Cowboys. Movement up front. Underneath for Prohl. Out of bounds at the 14-yard line. There's a flag down back at the 40-yard line of the Cowboys after a 23-yard pickup by Prohl. James Washington forced him out of bounds. Offsides, Dallas. The play will stand.
And Dallas was very...
Offside, number 98 on the defense. That penalty is declined. 1st down.
That time they had a safety way back deep in the middle, but the middle area, as far as the passing area is concerned, was wide open, which is obvious by Prohl's course across the middle of the field for the reception.
Mitch Willis, a free agent, just returned to the squad this week after an injury to Dean Hamill was offsides. 1st and 10 from the 14. Anthony Thompson gets the call, and he squirms forward for a couple. Danny Stubbs on the tackle. Rosenbaugh through the air, 7 of 9 for 53 yards.
Jerry Rome, who works with the quarterbacks of the offense of the Cardinals, talking to him yesterday, he was very, very high on Tim Rosenbaugh, thinks he's going to be an excellent quarterback and has responded very well to the teaching process that prevails here in this early stage of the season.
Cardinals have won the last 3 games in this series. 2nd and 8 from the 12.
Look at the one-on-one on the left side.
Underneath for Prohl. Dropped at the 11.
See, they got it on both sides, and all he has to do is take a look. What he has to do is pre-read and see which of the corners is playing a little deeper than the other, and that's where you go with the ball. Obviously, I didn't notice it, but I was looking on the left side, but it looks like that the corner on the left side, hole was deeper, so he threw the ball in front of hole. It's just that simple.
Ricky Prohl is the rookie out of Wake Forest, a third-round draft choice who led the team coming into this game with 15 receptions. 8th play in this drive forthcoming as the Cardinals really dominating in time of possession in this first half. 7 DBs in the game for Dallas on 3rd and 7 from the 11.
Now they got the middle open from a run standpoint.
Into the end zone, incomplete. He overthrew Jones, who was wide open 5 yards deep in the Dallas end zone. Ernie Jones had a big game last year against the Cowboys, including a 72-yard touchdown reception. He had another one there if Rosenbaugh could have located him. And so Al Del Greco will come on to attempt a field goal of 29 yards.
I can't remember seeing a team have that many opportunities and not score on 2 of them.
Officially 28 yards for Del Greco from the right hash mark. His attempt is up and good. And the Cardinals increase their lead. 6:21 to play, quarter number 2, and it's Phoenix 10 and Dallas nothing. Al Del Greco to kick it away once more after providing a 28-yard field goal and increasing the Cardinal lead from 7-0 to 10-0.
And it's very important for Dallas to get some kind of a good return on this, to get them in good field position so they can operate efficiently offensively. They haven't been able to do that at all in this game.
They really need a spark back deep to hopefully provide it for the Cowboys. James Dixon along with Alexander Wright, both speedsters. Good kickoff by Del Greco standards. Wright, the speedster, will bring it out. 20, 25, 30. Flag goes down as he's dumped in front of the Cardinal bench, short of the 35-yard line. Flag is down back at the 20. Del Greco made the tackle. Illegal use of hands against the Cowboys. They have really been their own worst enemy here early.
Never fails. You think with that rule being in effect after all these years, you think they would be able to do a better job of it. But you know what the problem is, Jim?
Illegal block during the run back. Number 55, the receivers half the distance to the goal. First down.
What happens is
We'll get back to that thought in just 1 minute. The Cardinals lead 10-0. Hank, the scoreboard doesn't necessarily reflect the Phoenix dominance in this game, 10-0, but the statistics certainly do.
Well, it's overwhelming in favor of the Phoenix Cardinals, and it's very obvious looking at what we see here. Dallas 37 yards to 200 yards. Throw the ball, and Reed, they're playing a double zone, which means they're doubling the outside receivers, which also means that you ought to be able to hit the ball, throw the ball to the tight end or a back or somebody in the middle area against that double zone.
Jimmy Johnson really likes Alexander Wright out of Auburn. He's awfully raw, but he has a great deal of speed. That's a first down pickup. Smith with a flag down, sweeps, gets nothing. Eric Hill out of LSU on the tackle. But there's a flag down on the play that Red Cashin will explain. Offsides against the Cardinals.
Lined up in the neutral zone. Number 78 on the defense. 5 yards, still first down.
That's Freddie Joe Nunn. Hank, I know you say you don't know how a player can do that.
No, it's hard. Well, they have to look down to the right in that particular case because he's playing defensive left end and see where the ball is. The neutral zone is the area between the length of the football. That's the neutral zone. And once you get your hand across there or touching that ball, you're offside.
1st and 5 now after the penalty from the 31. On the delay, there's some running room for Smith. Fights his way into Cardinal territory to make that his own 45-yard line. Just short of midfield. Lonnie Young forces him out of bounds.
Now, the great thing about this run Smith, Emmitt Smith. Now watch him jump to the outside. Watch where the ball is. It's away from pressure. Watch him use his right arm. See, now he wars off another would-be tackler, but he gets an extra 7 or 8 yards by having the ball away from pressure. So he can use that right hand and right arm to straight arm people and go for big yardage.
14-yard pickup. 5 carries for 28 yards for Smith, who gets the call again. He may just be into Cardinal territory. Well, he said in that game last week that he didn't get a chance to shake and bake the way he wants to, the way he knows he can.
Well, we asked him what he meant by shake and bake because everybody has a different interpretation of what that means. He said, well, really, I just want to get a one-on-one situation as many times as I possibly can, and that's when I shake and bake, and I ought to be able to beat anybody in the open field.
2nd and 5 from midfield, 4:11 to play here in the second quarter. Cardinals are leading 10-0, but the Cowboys have their best drive to date going. Give it off to A.G. He's down to the 46-yard line of the Cardinals. Tommy A.G., a Plan B acquisition from Kansas City. Speaking of Kansas City, they had a back very word today, run for about 200 yards.
Well, I'm sure, you know, if he plays with the big guy, Okoye, why, then, of course, they're probably keying on him so much they gave it to the first back, and he probably wore out a couple of pairs of shoes out there this afternoon.
It's supposed to be a big duel between Sanders and Okoye. Instead, it was Barry Word who had the last word for the Chiefs. 3rd and 1 from the 46. Smith has the first down. Nice job of reading his blocking there.
And he waited long enough to take advantage of the blocks out in front. And here again, he hasn't carried the ball many times yet in this game. But as he talked earlier in the week, he said that there's his 7 rushes for 39 yards. But he said he really doesn't get cranked up and warmed up until he carries the ball about 12 to 15 times. So he's got a little more time to get warmed up, I guess.
Stadium clock's malfunctioning. We can tell you it's running, and with 2:45 to play in quarter number 2, the Cowboys have a 1st and 10 at the Cardinal 40. Aikman hit and dropped by Freddie Joe Nunn. First sack of the day by either team.
From the left side, here we see Freddie Joe Nunn. There he comes. Somebody, I couldn't tell who it was trying to block him, but did do a very good job, and he whistled right by him for the sack on the play.
Nunn's 3rd sack of this season and 1st of the day for the Cardinals, who've had a hard time generating a pass rush. They get one there. 2nd and 16 from the 46 of Phoenix. And there's another. Rod Sadler out of Texas A&M drops Aikman. 2 plays, 2 sacks for the Cardinals. So we have reached the 2-minute warning with the score Phoenix 10 and Dallas nothing.
Watch Crawford Kerr here, the left guard, number 68. See, he's trying to block Sadler. He's got a bad ankle, left the game, but Sadler licked him on the inside and got the sack.
And with those 2 sacks, it's now 3rd and 23 from the Cowboy 47. Incomplete at the 46-yard line. Intended, I believe, for Alexander White. So this Cardinal crowd cheering the defense, which is right now pitching a shutout at the Cowboys with 1:55 to play in the first half.
They went into the game and worked all week long on getting a stronger pass rush, and they're getting it here this afternoon, putting a lot of pressure on Troy Aikman. He really hasn't had a chance to set and throw the ball like he normally has a chance to do.
Mike Saxon to punt it away once more. Sikahema wants the fair catch. makes it at his 15. We've got 1:48 to play after a 38-yard punt with no return. The Cardinals lead the Cowboys 10-0. We've got a great lineup coming up for you next Saturday in college football right here on CBS. It begins at 12 Eastern as Penn State takes on Boston College. Then one of the most bitter rivalries in collegiate football coming up after that. The 3rd-ranked Miami Hurricanes traveling to Notre Dame to take on the 8th-ranked Fighting Irish. Winner hopes to stay in the national championship hunt. It all starts at 12 Eastern Saturday on CBS Sports.
And we talked to Jimmy Johnson yesterday, and I asked him what he thought about the game. He said Miami should win the game because Notre Dame's defense is not nearly as good as it has been. Miami should win the contest.
From their own 15, their worst field position of the day to start a drive, the Cardinals get going, and Rosenbach will keep. Rosenbach brought down just short of the 20-yard line.
And the other thing, Jim, what they've done, they've taken out their H-back, Tim Jordan, who normally goes from side to side, 85, and usually a blocker. They've taken him out and are playing with 3 wide receivers, Roy Green, J.T. Smith, and Ricky Prohl. So they've changed the personality of their offense on this series.
Tim Rosenbach answers to the nickname Rosie. 2nd and 6 from the 19. Sort of figures, doesn't it? Underneath for Sikahema, dropped short of the 20-yard line. That was a dangerous pass, almost intercepted by the Cowboys.
The Cowboys have to, with the way they're playing offensively in their field position, as bad as it had been, they've got to do something with their specialty teams and also with their defense.
And don't forget, at halftime, we'll be sending you back to New York, where Greg and Terry are standing by with all the latest scores and updates from around the NFL. Also, the latest word on the World Series. Upcoming early this week.
And Jim, you know, Rosenbach is 11 of 14 for 89 yards so far.
Off to a good start. He's looking at 3rd and 6 right here. From his own 19. Prohl in motion. Drop for a loss. Jeffcoat brings down Johnson.
Here again, they pull a left tackle and a left guard. Jeffcoat came across there. Good penetration. Got the play from the backside. Beautiful play by Jeffcoat.
Punt of the first half. It has but 55 seconds remaining. Second leading punter in the NFC, averaging nearly 44 yards per punt. Rod Harris back deep for the Cowboys. Dallas might just be coming after this one.
They got to come after it. They got an overload on the left side to the offensive right.
Barely gets it away. Harris from his own 41 to the 44. Nice coverage downfield by the Cardinals. 43-yard punt, just a 4-yard return by Rod Harris. The Plan B acquisition from the New Orleans Saints. Eldonta Osborne, a linebacker by trade. And the special teams is downfield to drop him at his own 44-yard line. Just 44 seconds remaining before halftime.
They had to go after that punt. They had to try to make something happen before the half ended, to maybe get a field goal or get a touchdown some way, somehow. But they, as I mentioned earlier, their specialty teams and their defense has to do something.
Dallas is only averaging 14 points per game coming in here. Right now they have nothing on the scoreboard with 44 seconds remaining before halftime. Aikman misreading the intention of his wide receiver. I think that was Michael Irvin, just back after recovering from knee surgery, who broke off his route early.
Talking to Jimmy Johnson, he indicated that Irvin has really been practicing very hard the last 2 weeks, and he's excited about what contribution he can make to this football team from here on in, providing he can stay healthy.
Played for the first time last week in the victory over Tampa Bay after off-season arthroscopic surgery on his knee. He split out wide to the right as the Cowboys employ 4 wide receivers in the shotgun on 2nd and 10 from the Dallas 44. Oh, what a hit at the 42. Dennis McKinnon was really sandwiched between the safeties.
Yeah, he got caught in the vice on that one. You talk about getting the shot. Now he's coming across the middle. There's a release of the ball. Look at, he's up in the air when he gets hit by McDonald. A good shot, and those are the kind that really hurt when you're in the air and get a shot.
Tim McDonald, one of the toughest tacklers in any secondary around the NFL, really laid the wood to him. 3rd and 10 from the 44. Blitz. Dumps it off, incomplete. Intended for Darrell Johnston, the former 2nd-round draft choice out of Syracuse, and he drops the ball. He had some room to take that upfield.
I'll tell you one thing, Dallas is very, very lucky that they're only losing by 10 points. They should be losing at this stage. The way the game has gone, they did a terrific job in a couple of goal line stands. They should be losing by another 14 points.
That was Eldonta Osborne who was blitzing and came in untouched on Aikman. Mike Saxon has been busy in the first half, and he'll have to punt it away again. Just 31 seconds remaining before halftime. Cardinals with a return on for Sikahema from his 17 to about his 18. A 39-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. Just 21 seconds remaining before halftime. Bill Bates downfield to make the tackle. And don't forget, Tuesday night, be watching right here on CBS as the A's and the Reds do battle in Game 1. What promises to be an excellent World Series. The A's, one of the teams for the ages, it would appear, and the Reds with that great bullpen. Some timely hitting. Should be an interesting World Series. We'll be privileged to bring you here on CBS. Hope you'll be with us all the way for that one. Cardinals are going to kneel on the ball and go to the halftime locker room with a 10-0 lead. That could easily have been 24-0. That's the end of our first half with the score Phoenix 10 and Dallas nothing.
Honda, maker of fine quality automobiles. Test drive a Honda at your local dealer today. Levi's 505 and 506 jeans. And by AT&T, the right choice. Press for documents, packages, and freight, the best way to ship it over there. And by Budweiser, with that clean, crisp, cold taste. Nothing beats a Bud.
We're at halftime at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona, where the Cardinals lead the Cowboys by a score of 10-0. A 1-yard touchdown run by Anthony Thompson and a 28-yard Del Greco field goal, but they could easily be ahead by a great deal more than that.
Well, they're lucky they're not down 24-0. That's what they lost possession 2 times on the 1-yard line going in, which is a great compliment to Dallas defense, but it should be 24-0.
Really should be. The Cardinals have controlled things. They've controlled the football, and they've controlled the game, really. Although it's only 10-0, the stats certainly reflect that sort of domination, Hank.
Yes, no question about that. Look at the rushing yards, 53, 92. Total yards, 65 for 201 for the Cardinals, and possession, 1134 to 1826. So it's been a game, but I think the Cowboys can get right back into this contest, Jim. All they have to do, they're a play and a half out of this game. They have to get better field position and take advantage of it when they do get it. And especially teams in the defense really have to come to the front.
They need a spark somewhere, but they only trail by 10, and they could easily be right back in this thing with a big play. They've only run 4 plays in Phoenix territory. Their deepest penetration of the first half to the Phoenix 40-yard line, and then you'll recall they were sacked twice in a row. The Cowboys and Emmitt Smith coming back on the field. Dallas looking to climb to 500. Been a long time since they were at that juncture, but they could do it with a victory here today. They haven't been 500 since way back on September 25th, 1988.
Well, they still have a lot of time to go here, and they can make something happen. But again, the big difference in this contest, the last 4 times they had the ball, talking about Dallas, they started the drive on the -1, -6, -2, and -13. You can't generate any kind of an offense with that kind of field position.
Aikman just 3 out of 10 for 25 yards, but in his defense, he had some drops in the first half, and he also felt some heat. This was one thing that Jimmy Johnson was very concerned about. what the Cardinals would do with the 2 weeks off. Dallas played last week and beat Tampa. The Cardinals drew a bye. He was concerned about whether his young football team could react to anything that perhaps they hadn't seen before that the Cardinals might have put in during that layover.
I don't think they have it. It isn't a question of having seen it. All they've done is play a 3-man line on occasions and a 4-man line. You know, there's still 11 out there playing. I don't know why that would have been any kind of a problem, and I don't think it really was. I think basically, as I mentioned, and I hate to repeat and be redundant, but basically the problem has been the field position.
Joe Bugel says it bothers me when people say I'm too enthusiastic for this job. He doesn't feel you can possibly be too enthusiastic, especially with the rebuilding job that he faces here with the Phoenix Cardinals. Very positive, upbeat guy. Ken Willis, the rookie place kicker, to kick it away. Back deep are Vi Sikahema and Terrence Flagler, a former Cowboy. And the second half is underway. It's a short kickoff that'll be taken at the 7-yard line by Flagler. Crosses the 20 and is dropped short of the 22-yard line. First down, very important. Here's what they've been doing, Hank.
Well, on first down, you know, they've had 5 rushes and 4 passes. The Cardinals have been 10 and 4, so there's a big difference in their approach from a balance standpoint between the two teams. But of course, again, a lot of it is dependent on, you know, where you're going to start to drive.
And one big difference is that the Cardinals have had a lot more first downs than the Cowboys had through the first half.
Right.
Plus a lot better field position. Johnny Johnson is in the lineup along with Ernie Jones at wide receiver. Roy Green is the other wide out. Our first play from scrimmage in the second half, with Phoenix leading Dallas 10-0. Rosenbaugh dumps it underneath for Johnson, and he fights his way, although the ball looks like it's come loose to the 27-yard line. Cowboy football. So maybe there's the break that the Cowboys sought. Johnny Johnson had fumbled the ball away at the Dallas 1-yard line in the second quarter. Now he fumbles on the first play from scrimmage here. Daniel Stubbs in on the tackle and the recovery.
Looks like he got caught in a revolving door. Watch, he comes right up the middle. Stops and turns to the outside. And in the process, trying to escape, the ball pops loose. He's got it in his left hand. And it pops loose. Stubbs gets a shot at him, and Dallas has possession. 1st and 10, and it's exactly the break we were talking about a little while ago. Now the important thing is the break is fine, but you got to take advantage of this opportunity.
With the ball at the Phoenix 26-yard line. The handoff goes to Smith, and he's dropped for no gain, perhaps a loss on the play. Lonnie Young, the free safety out of Michigan State, combines with Garth Jacks on the tackle.
You know, one thing about the defense of the Cardinals, they react and respond so quickly to what they see, and as a result, it looks like you ought to be able to get a pass behind the safeties, and especially McDonald, number 46, who reacts very quickly to what he sees.
It'll be 2nd and 10 with the ball at the 26-yard line. No gain on the play. Aikman underneath, and there's another drop. Intended for Alonzo Highsmith coming out of the backfield.
That was supposed to be a play-action pass, and it wasn't a very well-executed play. The mesh between the back and the quarterback was not good. Not a real good fake at all.
Unofficially 4 drops now by Cowboy receivers, so Aikman's not getting a whole lot of help out there. And that'll bring up 3rd and 10. So after the turnover, Dallas able to do nothing on the first 2 downs from the 26-yard line of Phoenix. Caught by McKinnon inside the 20, but I think he's short of the first down. They ran a little pick play on the left side, and McKinnon with the crossing pattern brings it in at the 19-yard line.
And there again, a four-man rush, controlled somewhat. 7 people back. They're using a great variety of things defensively between the 3-man line and also the 4-man line.
37-yard field goal attempt forthcoming by Ken Willis, one of 3 rookie place kickers in this league. Another one, Christie in Tampa Bay, had quite a day. This to get the Cowboys on the board. And it's good. So Dallas able to get that turnover and put 3 points on the board. They trail 10-3. Johnny Johnson's fumble at the Phoenix 26-yard line turned into a 37-yard field goal by Ken Willis. And the Dallas Cowboys get on the board here early in quarter number 3 and trail 10-3. The Phoenix Cardinals with 13:07 to play. Willis will kick it off. Back deep are Sikahema and Terrence Flagler. Willis, a free agent out of Kentucky, will beat out Luis Zendejas to become the Cowboy kicker. Really approaches the ball at a steep angle. Sikahema. Ball came free but appeared to go out of bounds before anybody was able to get possession of it. It'll continue to be the Cardinals.
Good accuracy on that kick. He tried to kick the ball to the right corner, and that's exactly what he did. He got it up in the air good. The flaps got up fast, and as a result, why the receiver only has one way to run, and they have good angles on him from the outside.
Don't forget, next Sunday, the NFL Today gets it underway. That's your last word before kickoff, and then many of you will see a big NFC battle between Buddy Ryan's Eagles and the Redskins at RFK Stadium. Others of you, Dallas at Tampa, New Orleans at Houston, and then followed at 4 o'clock by our doubleheader game. Some of you seeing Atlanta and LA, or Phoenix against the New York Giants. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. Bill Bates is usually somewhere around a loose ball on special teams, number 40.
Yeah, in that kind of a situation, the last guy who touches the ball is going to have possession of it. And obviously, it was the Cardinals.
Johnny Johnson with a short gain on first down as he gets the call from Tim Rosenbaugh. And the Cardinals, Jack Del Rio and Jim Jeffcoat on the stop. 4-yard pickup for Johnson, and it'll be 2nd and 6 from the 20. Cardinals looking to run their record to 2-3 with a victory. The Cowboys could reach 500. Stoppage in play down below. Our referee once more, Red Cashin. Beautiful day, and as the sun will fall behind us here, the bench across the way will remain in the sun. One of the home field advantages for the Cardinals is the Cowboys will be looking into the sun all afternoon. 2nd and 6 from the 20. Johnson. Little gain. Jim Jeffcoat, who played his collegiate football right here at Arizona State, a former #1 draft choice, brings him down.
We talked to him yesterday, and he was very excited about coming back here to play at his old college campus and university. Takes a lot of pride in that, going back to school to finish his education, get his diploma, and he's very excited about that too.
Also very excited about the possibility of augmenting his family. His wife Tammy back in Dallas, pregnant for twins, and she's due December 20th. That'll be a nice Christmas gift. 3rd and 4 here for the Cardinals from their 22. Rosenbaugh will take off with it. Now he'll dump it upfield, and it's caught by his tight end, Walter Reeves. Just his 3rd reception of this season. The 2nd-year man out of Auburn, who's primarily a blocker. Rosenbaugh on the scramble, able to find him free there.
And Reeves weighs 262 pounds. You talk about a loose tackle playing tight end. That's the position he plays, but again, he's a very, very outstanding blocker and made a nice catch there.
Cardinals have a very big offensive line. Dallas's defensive line undersized. So a first down pickup on the little dump off to the tight end will bring up 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. 10:52 to play 3rd quarter. Phoenix leads at 10-3. 46-yard line and into the Cowboy bench. Little Ricky Prohl will be attended to across the way. Look at the shot he gets here, Hank. Perhaps we can catch it on the replay.
He's in a slot here. Now watch him come down the field. Linebacker tries to get depth. He breaks into the middle area. The linebacker overruns the play. He makes a good move there. Now he's going down the sideline, changes the ball again to the outside arm, and watch the late hit. No, he didn't. He tried to prevent hitting him. Horton did. But I think he slid on the sideline on the surface on that mattress they have in front of the bench.
It's a very difficult field, really. When you look at the amount of room that there is on the sideline, there's not very much. And give Ray Horton credit. He wasn't trying to deliver a cheap shot. He was trying to prevent Prohl from crashing into the Dallas bench. So Ricky Prohl, 4 catches for 61 yards. That last one covered 25. You know, that's one area that the Cardinals are going to have to address, is the age that they've got at wide receiver, and this young kid could really help them in the future.
Oh, I don't think there's any question about that. Talking to them the other day, they were ecstatic about his ability and skill, and they think he's going to jump right in there and be a star.
Led them in receptions coming in, the 3rd-round draft choice out of Wake Forest. 1st and 10 from the Dallas 46. Anthony Thompson down close to the 42-yard line. It was Thompson who has scored the only touchdown of this game back in the 1st quarter on a 1-yard run. He later was stopped on 4th and goal from the 1 later in that 1st quarter with 1:12 remaining.
He's the kind of back that you want the lineman defensively to be coming over in pursuit, and if they don't stay in their lanes and get good positions, why the back can pop right between those big linemen and go in there for big yardage.
Thompson was only averaging 1.3 yards per carry coming in. That's just about what he's doing today. 6 carries, 7 yards.
They got an advantage on the left side if they run.
2nd and 6 from the 42. That's where they're going, and that's Thompson up close to 1st down yardage as a flag is thrown into the middle of the pile.
They had a wingback on that left side that time, and they had the defensive linebacker outflanked, holding.
Will go against the Cardinals. Jack Del Rio was on the tackle. These Cardinals have a new coach. They've got new ticket prices scaled down from earlier. New red pants for the first time. They've got a new training camp that we visited yesterday. Gorgeous spot. And a new marketing strategy as Billy Bidwell tries to get back in the good graces of these fans.
Well, I think he will, and Joe Ryan, who is here.
Number 89 on the offense. 10 yards, still 2nd down.
Also from the league office and joined the Cardinals a year ago. He's going to do a very good job in that department.
Walter Reeves, the tight end out of Auburn, caught holding. And that'll bring up 2nd and 16.
Big as he is, you wouldn't think he'd have to hold.
Now Del Greco looks on. He's contributed a 28-yard field goal. The Cardinal attack as they lead at 10-3. Rosenbaugh incomplete. Little razzle-dazzle, but Daniel Stubbs was in on him to knock it away. It was intended for Tim Jordan. And so Rosenbaugh comes over to take a look. 14 out of 17 for 125 yards. Started off very hot. Limited primarily to short passes, but it's enabled the Cardinals to exercise some ball control here today.
Yeah, all they're interested in is trying to move the chains.
7 defensive backs in the game for Dallas.
They might. Oh, here they go.
3rd and 16. Tipped by one Cardinal into the hands of the other. Complete. Roy Green tips it, and Ricky Prohl, I think it was, caught it. Let's take a look, Hank.
I think that's what happened. He rolls to his left. Green throwing it here. Here it is. It's tipped, and Prohl right behind him makes the catch, and he's got both feet in bound. You know they rehearse that in practice an awful lot.
That's right. Sounds like a play out of your old playbook at Kansas City.
Well, that's a recess football play, that is.
But short of the first down, and so Rich Camarillo will have to punt it away. Rod Harris back deep. He stands at his 10. It's the second punt of the day for Camarillo, who's gone to the Pro Bowl with both the Cardinals and also the Patriots.
And he's got a good average, 43.6. Strong.
You see his earlier effort right on that mark of 43 yards. The officials are holding up play momentarily down below as they spot the football. Might also be looking at this to make sure that Pearl did come down with both feet in bounds.
I'm sure that's what they're doing. They're looking at it on instant replay to find out whether or not the call was the right call. We'll hear in just a minute. But again, it's got to be conclusive.
Here's what they're seeing upstairs.
Yeah, follow the bouncing ball, and there it is. Now the question is, you know, from this angle, it's hard to tell, but it looks like he's got both feet in bounds. And it does look like there's a question about it, but let's see.
You know, the rule in the NFL used to be that two players on the same team couldn't touch the ball consecutively. That was changed a few years back. The Cardinals trying to benefit from that. In any case, it's short of the first down, and the Cardinals will have to surrender the football. Tim Rosenbaugh, he spells it T-I-M-M. The extra M because his brother Todd's name is spelled T-O-D-D, and his family wanted to retain the symmetry.
Plus he likes M&Ms.
Is that right? I'll buy that. Red Cashin trying to sort things out here for us eventually.
Well, we'll see what transpires here, boys.
Maybe we will eventually. Still looking at it upstairs. They're supposed to have a 2-minute time limit. It's really academic. All it means is the placement of the ball. It just means a longer punt for Camarillo than this one, in which he'll probably be trying to down it inside the 10 if he can. You see the Giants score. The Raiders going up on top of Seattle now. Oh, look at Pittsburgh. They've come back, Hank.
It's amazing the way that Denver team gets ahead of people and then goes to the reverse march late in the third and fourth quarters.
The receiver, before touching the ball, went out of bounds, came back in. That makes it an incomplete pass. The ball will be placed back at the 48, fourth down.
Oh.
All right. Prohl was out of bounds, came back inbounds to make the catch. Now, if a Dallas player had touched that ball after Green, Prohl could have come back inbounds and made the catch.
Yeah, but that didn't happen, and so they mark it properly. But that's the right rule. I never gave that a consideration. I didn't realize that he did that. Didn't see it.
Camarillo punts it away to Rod Harris. Lazy spiral that Harris will bring in at his 12. To the 19. And that's where the Cowboys will have it after a 41-yard punt and an 8-yard return by Harris. Phoenix leads at 10-3. All the officials here and around the NFL today are wearing a black armband with number 60 on it. That was the number of longtime NFL referee Dick Jorgensen, whose untimely passing occurred within the last couple of days. A 23-year official in the NFL who led the Super Bowl crew last year in New Orleans. You knew him well, Hank.
Yes, he was an outstanding official, a great person. Never had any problems. You could always talk to him without any problems at all.
Aikman's got some problems, and he's sacked back at the 10 for the third sack of the day for the Cardinals. They came in with only 6.
Here we see the shot, a blitz right up the middle here. There you see him going beyond, and then here's the tackle by Waller, number 66. Well, they got penetration quickly there right up the middle. Didn't have much of a chance at all to escape and make any kind of a play.
That'll be 2nd and 19. Waller, one of the guys chasing Aikman, a former teammate of his at UCLA. 2nd and 18 from the 12-yard line for Dallas. Play will be blown dead. Ken Harvey in on Aikman. Aikman was checking off at the line of scrimmage and changing the play.
Delay by the offense. Still second down.
You know, I'm surprised that they haven't tried to throw the ball to their tight end at all in this game. Talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
And Novacek was their leading receiver, one of them.
Novacek has not been prominent at all in the game so far. And coming into the game, he had 20 catches.
You're right. They expected to flank him out and use him very prominently today, but after looking to him early, they really haven't gone back.
But they don't have to do that. You know, they got a double zone. They ought to be able to do it, do something with him in the middle.
2nd and 23 from the 7. Incomplete as Aikman one-hops it there to Michael Irvin. Now let's go back to New York. Greg Gumbel with an NFL Today report. Greg?
All right, Jim. Washington Redskins coming back at the Giants. Ernest Biner pulls up and throws 31 yards to Ricky Sanders with the extra point. They're within 1. It's the Giants 14, the Skins 13 in the 3rd quarter. Let's go back to Phoenix.
What a battle going on at RFK. 3rd and 24 now after that incompletion. Aikman's been down in this territory a lot. It seems like he's been throwing from deep in his own territory or his end zone all afternoon.
And you got to be careful here. You don't make a mistake and give them the ball.
Going to throw it deep down the right side. Incomplete over there. Cedric Mack had the coverage on Michael Irvin, but there's a flag down at the 48-yard line of Dallas.
That's the nice thing. Now, I don't know how they're going to call that, but that's the nice thing about throwing the ball upfield. There's always a chance there could be pass interference. They might have been in this play.
You see the back judge huddling there along with some other officials, and the call will go against the Cardinals. Biggest play of the day for the Cowboys.
Number 47 on the defense. Push down.
We'll see the contact here.
Boy, that's a cheap call, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's a bad call, I think. He didn't have the ball was thrown way over the top. Didn't have any chance. It didn't look like to make the play. I think that's a bad call.
That's a 42-yard gain by penalty.
Boy, that's murder.
And now Dallas has it at their own 48. 7:03 to play, 3rd quarter. Phoenix leads 10-3. Look at that. Emmitt Smith battled to the chains. Pickup of about 10 on 1st down.
He's got terrific balance. Terrific balance. And good power. At 5'9", weighs about 203.
First running back taken in the 1st round by Dallas since Tony Dorsett back in 1977. 4th leading rookie rusher in the NFL coming into today's game. Behind Johnny Johnson, Blair Thomas, and Steve Broussard.
And I asked him if he had any heroes growing up, but especially backs. He said yes, Walter Payton. Dickerson, he's had a lot of them, but he liked Walter Payton the best.
They're going to measure here. Looks to be just short of the needed yardage for 1st down. Two teams battling in the NFC East, trying to escape the cellar. The Cardinals with a 3-game winning streak against the Cowboys, looking to make it 4 here. Smith just short of the needed yardage for 1st down by a couple of inches. Beautiful day in the Valley of the Sun in Sun Devil Stadium. A crowd of about 50,000 was anticipated. A sun-drenched crowd it is. It's enjoyed seeing the Phoenix Cardinals lead all the way to date. 7-0 after the 1st quarter, 10-0 at halftime. Ken Willis' 37-yard field goal accounts for our 10-3 score. Dallas has had miserable field position throughout much of the afternoon.
But they're only one play away from being back in the contest.
2nd and inches from the 43. Agee will look for it and find it to the 40-yard line. It's the guy that Jimmy Johnson said he was very pleased to pick up in that Plan B acquisition from Kansas City. The Cowboys picked up 16 Plan B free agents in the offseason, spending $1,030,000 of Jerry Jones dollars to do so.
And A.J. Riddy came into the game, caught 9 passes for an outstanding average of 12.7 yards per try.
1st and 10. Cardinal 40. 5:35 to play. 3rd quarter. 10-3 Phoenix. Blake Aikman with the bootleg, and that was read all the way by Freddie Joe Nunn, who was in on top of Aikman, who's slow to get up back at his 42. Aikman just 4 out of 14 for 32 yards. Cardinals have really pressured him a lot today after showing no pass rush whatsoever coming into this game.
Really a lot of pressure on the side of the roll, and anytime that happens, you get penetration. It's very difficult to get rid of the football. There was nobody out in front to block for him.
2nd and 10 from the 40. Aikman out of the backfield for Smith to about the 33. Cedric Mack in on the tackle.
That double zone of the Cardinals is holding up very well. They haven't given them any big plays, and everything they've thrown has been in front of the defensive backs.
You see over on the sideline, Babe Laufenberg, the longtime backup in the NFL. He's one of the people signaling in the plays over there, along with tight end coach Alan Lowry. And they will alternate as to which is giving the meaningful signals. One is a decoy, the other is actually delivering them. Troy Aikman says sometimes he gets confused. Flag is down. Smith is down. If he escapes, but he will not, all the way back to the 45-yard line. Freddie Joe Nunn again, who's had a big day, and now another flag goes down late. There's a flag down at the 31. There's another one down at the 46.
You talk about an inspired team. The Cardinals are very inspired.
They indicate at least one of the penalties will go against the Cowboys. But we'll wait and see.
Might be offsetting with each team making a penalty. Let's see what they call. McDonald walked away from the official like he was disturbed, like he was against the Cardinals. We'll see what kind of a job he does of officiating along with playing safety.
Offside on the defense. That penalty is declined. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 66, 15-yard first down.
That's against Jim Waller, the former UCLA defensive lineman.
Well, they got 43 yards on a pass, and now they get a 15-yard on a penalty.
So that'll bring the ball downfield to the 33-yard line of the Cardinals.
There's 68 yards they got without any effort at all.
The yellow flags have certainly been thrown in favor of the Cowboys here in the second half. It's been about the only way they've been able to move the football here today. The long huddle downfield at the 35-yard line. Jimmy Johnson would like to get it straightened out.
Well, he likes the call.
The unsportsmanlike conduct penalty is declined. The first down will move it further. Still a first down. First down.
Well, they'll take the offsides penalty, which will also give them the first down and give them more yardage than taking the unsportsmanlike conduct call, which occurred farther down toward the Cowboy goal line. First down in either case. They will respot the ball at the 28-yard line of Phoenix. 4:40 to play, quarter number 3. The Cardinals have led all the way. The Cowboys are threatening. If you're joining us late, twice the Cardinals had the ball inside the 1-yard line, but the Cowboys in the first half have failed to score. Smith to about the 26. Ken Harvey, former #1 draft choice out of California, makes the stop.
Anthony Bell, number 55, he comes over there and helps out too. He's very active, very involved in his game.
The Cardinals face just a devastating stretch of their schedule upcoming. They've got to go to New York to meet the Giants, play Chicago here, then go to Miami and go to Buffalo, then return home to face Green Bay. So this is a game they dearly want to have before they hit that stretch. 2nd and 8 of the 26 of the Cardinals. Aikman hit as he throws, jump ball, taken away. Back to the 30, 35. Jay Taylor still running up close to midfield. The second interception of the season for Jay Taylor, and a timeout on the field as the Cardinals lead 10-3.
Here we go. Now watch Emmitt Smith, number 22. He blows the block on Harvey, doesn't touch him. He hits Aikman, throws the ball up in the air, his jump ball. Martin makes the catch, but the ball is stolen away from him, from Taylor, by Taylor, and he goes in and makes the great play. Look at this. Jay Taylor just steals the ball away from Martin.
Rosenbaum play action hit as he throws, intended for J.T. Smith, and that's incomplete. He was buried by Jeffco. So the pass rush of both teams heating up here in the second half.
Well, that's what happens when you don't block a linebacker when he's blitzing. Emmitt Smith didn't touch him, and he made him throw the ball poorly, and it winds up being a bad play and an interception and a big play for the Phoenix Cardinals.
As you see, a 34-yard return of that interception by Jay Taylor, his second interception of this young season. But the Cardinals still have just a 7-point lead. 2nd and 10 from their 47. Rosenbaum underneath. It's complete in midfield for his tight end, Walter Reeves. Now let's go back to New York and this update from the NFL Today with Greg Gumbel. Greg?
Well, Jim, at RFK, every time the Skins get close, the Giants get a little breathing room. 2 yards. Phil Simms to Mark Bavaro with the point after. It's a 21-13 Giant lead in the 4th. Let's go back to Phoenix to Jim and Hank.
Where the Cardinals are looking at a 3rd and 7, and 7 defensive backs across the line of scrimmage from Tim Rosenbaum.
They're using Bates up there, number 40. He's been blitzing a lot.
Not coming this time. Rosenbaum continues to run inside the 30. A 20-yard run by quarterback Tim Rosenbaum, who's now picked up 36 in 6 carries.
This is a great illustration of what happens. Jones, 97, is rushing to the outside, and here's what happens when you have escapability. Normally the defense is playing 11 against 10. When the quarterback runs, it's 11 against 11. He's not defense. And there was a great illustration of the kind of yardage you can make.
Jimmy Johnson said last night we're concerned about Rosenbaum scrambling up the middle, and that's just what he did there. Johnny Johnson gets the call, but not very much on 1st down as he probes the left side inside the 30.
The thing that really helped that middle run was the fact that Jones, number 97, was rushing and rushed to the outside, got way out of his lane, and opened up the cavity right up the middle.
Jim Jeffcoat and Eugene Lockhart in on the tackle. We're inside 2 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Cardinals threatening after the turnover, the interception by Jay Taylor. 2nd down. About 9 from the 29 of Dallas. Complete to Smith to the 16-yard line and a 1st down. That's a 13-yard pickup, 3 catches for J.T. Smith for 48.
And Dallas likes to blitz in this area. We might look for some kind of a crossing pattern, some kind of a big play to get it in there if they guess right against the blitz.
Isaac Holt on the coverage and the tackle, but a 1st down for the Cardinals at the 16 of Dallas. Inside a minute to play in the 3rd quarter. Phoenix leads at 10-3 and looks to get some more. Smith in motion.
He's playing four-man rush.
Oh, what a shot Roy Green took as he came across the middle from Vince Albritton. Pass is incomplete.
Good thing he didn't use his shoulder pads in that shot. He hit him with his hands that time more than a shoulder pad. And it looked a little bit more severe than it actually was.
Helmet to helmet.
Well, that's pretty good. He hit it with the, hit the shoulder pad right into the face mask, really. A big hit.
Green's a little woozy as he trots out wide left. 7th play in this drive, forthcoming. 2nd and 10 from the 16. Kroll in a slot left.
Goal 93! Goal 93!
Incomplete. On the far sideline, it was intended for Roy Green, but thrown low and a bit to the inside of the 12-year veteran. You look at Rosenbaugh, some people have said that he doesn't have good mechanics, Hank. It looks like he winds up a little bit as he throws rather than carrying the ball high.
I think he does a little bit when he's running left. He threw that running left, and he's a right-handed quarterback, which is obvious. And so that's a tough throw. You really have to spend a lot of time getting your feet anchored. You got to remember, if you don't have a good base, you can't shoot a cannon out of a canoe. There's a great illustration of it.
Who said that? Some old Indian, probably.
I think one of the great Polish philosophers of our time, George Howell.
3rd and 10 from the 16. Kroll in motion. Rosenbaugh can run. Down to the 10. But well short of the needed yardage for first down, and Al Del Greco will come on, trying to run the Cardinal lead back up to 10 points.
I tell you, it's amazing. That's the 4th time now, isn't it, that they got into this area, and they're going to wind up with another field goal attempt.
Roy Green was shaken up on that play, and he's limping to the sideline. Be a 28-yard field goal attempt for Del Greco. When we return, that's the end of the 3rd quarter with a score: Phoenix 10 and Dallas 3. Al Del Greco hit from 28 yards back in the 2nd quarter to make our score 10-0 Phoenix at that time. He has another 28-yard attempt forthcoming here, and if he hits it, the 10-point lead will be restored. It'll be 13-3 Cardinals if he's able to hit it out of the hold of Tom Tupa.
He was hooking some before the game in a pregame warm-up.
That one hooks through nicely. And the Cardinal lead is 10 points once more. Don't forget, Tuesday night, game 1 right here on CBS. The A's making their way to Cincinnati to take on the Reds. That'll all begin at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Jose Rio gets the call for Cincinnati against one of the aces of that powerful A's staff, Dave Stewart. Be watching for it all right here on CBS. Well, the Cowboys just haven't done much right all day offensively, and it's getting late.
The only thing they've done exceptionally well is that goal line stand is stopping them and keeping them from getting 7 points on a couple of occasions, really. They stopped them 4 times where they had a chance to get 7 points.
Just not been able to get the offense untracked, and one of the surprises for the Cardinals, the amount of pressure they've been able to bring on Troy Aikman, is that it really been one of the weak parts of this Cardinal defense.
And they've been able to do it most of the time with just 4 guys rush to the quarterback, but they're coming off the ball and getting a good push on Aikman.
Raiders continuing to lead Seattle. Pittsburgh coming back, as we mentioned earlier, to take the lead over Denver in the Mile High City. They still try to recover from that Monday night loss. Al Del Greco to kick it away. Back deep, James Dixon and Alexander Wright. Dixon to the near side of the field. That's who Del Greco's kicking it to. From the 4, Dixon fumbles it. 15, 20, 30. Down at the 40-yard line. And Del Greco has to upend James Dixon, or he might have taken it back all the way, as it is a 35-yard return.
It's funny how that works. When you drop the football on a kickoff return or a punt, defensively they think the play's going to be dead. They slow down a little bit. They're careless. And as a result, he picks up the ball and runs right down the sideline with the ball in the wrong arm. Should be in the right arm, and takes the ball right down to the 40-yard line. Good return by Dixon.
Dixon, who has been both a running back and a wide receiver for the Cowboys. Great speed. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line of the Cowboys. They trail 13-3. Aikman underneath for a short gain to Dennis McKinnon. Now let's go back to New York, to the NFL Today, where Greg Gumbel's standing by in New York. Greg?
All right, Jim, at RFK, the Redskins threatening to pull close to the Giants again, but watch Greg Jackson with the interception of the pass at the 3-yard line. 12.5 minutes to play to Phoenix.
That has lived up to its billing, and so has this in some respects. Both of these teams having trouble scoring points coming into this game. Dallas has but 3 today, Phoenix 13. Aikman underneath, picked off, intercepted by Garth Jacks on the tip ball. That's the 3rd turnover of the day, going the Cardinals' way. We'll return to Sun Devil Stadium after this message from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
This
A linebacker's dream to get his hands on that football with an interception, and that's just what Garth Jacks, the blonde young man in the center of your screen, was able to do. The 5th-year man out of FSU collects the tip ball. The interception goes the Cardinals' way, and they have it 1st and 10 at the Dallas 42. 14:08 to play. Cardinals are leading 13-3. Rosenbaugh throwing deep. Flag is down. Ball is incomplete, intended for Ernie Jones. As a flag back on the near side of the field at the 27-yard line. Illegal use of the hands on the Cardinals, the call.
I like the call, though, of the pass pattern. They haven't gone up on top very often.
Well, the mic malfunctioning or not open by Red Cashin, but the call nonetheless goes against the Cardinals. And the ball will be spotted back on their side of the 50 at the 48-yard line. Here's the interception, Hank.
Watch Tommy Agee come out of the backfield, the left halfback, and he swings to the inside. There he comes across the middle. The ball is high, hits his shoulder pads, bounces into the air, and Garth Jacks, number 53, comes up for the interception in good field position for the Cardinals.
Eddie Bell on the hit of Agee, too. 1st and 20. On the end around, this is Jones. To the 44-yard line. Ernie Jones, 3rd-year man out of Indiana. Caught a 72-yard touchdown against Dallas last year. Al Britton and Jeffcoat on the tackle.
The defense recovered nicely on that, Jim. Really, it looked like it was going to get more yardage on the play than they actually did. Looked like Norton was over there in good position to make a play.
It'll be 2nd and 12 at the 44-yard line of the Cowboys. Rosenbaugh with 2 wide receivers to the near sideline. Fake it this time. Johnson runs it.
Johnson carries.
Out of bounds around the 41 in front of the Cardinal bench. Ken Norton forces him out of bounds. So it'll be a 3-yard pickup on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 9.
We were talking to the coaching staff yesterday. They all said that they really had a great week of work. The extra week was very beneficial. They were able to kind of go back to training camp methods and work a lot on fundamentals, added a few things, but they look fresh and they look sharp here this afternoon, except down in the scoring area.
From the 41-yard line of Dallas. 3rd and 9. Far sideline for Prohl, incomplete. Overthrows him at the 33. Ron Francis on the coverage.
So no rush that time either, Jim. A lot of time to throw the ball.
Cardinals unable to capitalize on the turnover. They got it at the 42, only able to gain a yard.
And Dallas is playing with 7 defensive backs.
Rich Camarillo to punt it away. Back deep, it's Harris. We'll watch this punt hit in the end zone for the touchback to the 20. So a timeout on the field. 12:32 to play, 4th quarter. 13-3 our score. The Cardinals continuing to lead. You come into a game with things you want to do. Dallas certainly had some, but have been unable to execute any of them to date.
Yeah, they came into the game. We asked them yesterday what 3 things they had to do to win the game. They said definitely no turnovers. They already had 3. They got to get the ball deep downfield. They haven't been able to do that. And the only thing they've really done, as I mentioned earlier, was play terrifically well on short yardage situations, and they should be way behind, more behind than they are now.
Here's Emmitt Smith for a short gain on 1st down. And the Cardinals have really dominated time of possession. About 29 minutes to about 18.5 for the Cowboys. Harvey and Sadler combine on the stop of Smith. Emmett's been held pretty well in check. 11 rushes for 53 yards.
Far cry from the 22. He'd like to be able to run in a game. Half as much.
They just haven't had the ball very much. 2nd and 7 from the 23. Quick out to right. Dropped short of the 30. Cedric Mack on the tackle.
Caught him in a blitz that time. Threw the ball outside one-on-one on Cedric Mack.
Jimmy Johnson said yesterday, the one thing I would really like to do with this team is upgrade team speed. They think Wright will be a part of that.
That's always been his style and personality every place he's been. He's always had a lot of lightning on his clubs. The team in Miami had a lot of it, and I guarantee you this team, as they grow and develop, will have the same personality.
It's the one thing you cannot coach. 3rd and 1 from the 29-yard line. Late for the Cowboys. I'm not sure Aikman made it.
I'll be surprised if he did. He didn't get much of a push, but we'll see how they mark it.
It was 3rd and 1. Line of scrimmage is just across the 30-yard line as they unstack them. We've got about 11 minutes to play here. Looks like they're going to bring in the chains. Also, it looks like a Cardinal is shaken up.
And we got 11 minutes to play, and Dallas is still very much in this game.
Jim Waller is the young man who's shaken up, a teammate of Troy Aikman's, as we mentioned, at UCLA, number 66. There is a long time to play, 11:04, but the sort of vanilla offense that the Cowboys have been criticized for running certainly seems to be still in evidence here on this drive, at least. They got to start getting it downfield, don't they?
Well, you would think so. And again, talking to David Shula going into the game, he said that one thing they wanted to do was kind of deviate from what they have done in the past. They wanted to throw the ball down the field and make a bit more big plays, and they haven't done that at all in this contest. And of course, we're killing the field position thing, but that's really one of the problems they've had, and maybe that's the reason they haven't tried to do more of it.
Their longest pass play has been just 12 yards, and their wide receivers have made but 4 receptions. Well, Waller's off the field now.
Of course, the other thing that's a problem, you know, Troy Aikman really hasn't had much time to throw the ball. He's never had a chance to really step, throw, follow through, and get the ball down the field.
Well, it was just short, so that'll bring up 4th down. They did not measure. The Cowboys, with everybody in tight, going to go for it here on 4th and less than 1. Aikman again to sneak it, and this looks like he has it, although the Cardinals say no. How do you feel as a coach to run 2 consecutive quarterback sneaks when you've got a #1 draft choice behind you as a running back?
It all depends what the distance is. You know, if you've got just inches to go for a first down, usually the best play in the world to call is a quarterback sneak because he's closest to the area. You don't worry about a fumble. And the running back has to run 7 yards or 5 yards before he even gets to the line of scrimmage. The quarterback is almost on the line of scrimmage, so it makes a lot more sense for the quarterback to call the play or carry the ball on that kind of a situation.
And he's able to pick it up. Aikman with 2 consecutive quarterback sneaks, and the second one gets the first down at the 30-yard line of Dallas. The clock is running, and 10.5 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Dallas trails by 10 points, 13-3. Wideouts left and right for Aikman, and first down. Deep sideline, incomplete. Intended for Alexander Wright. And now for an update, let's go to Greg Gumbel back in New York. Greg?
All right, Jim, this time the Redskins get their touchdown. 4th and goal, Gerald Riggs from a yard out, and the point after pulls the Redskins to within 1. It's 21-20 with just under 6 minutes to play in the game at RFK. Let's go back to Phoenix to Jim and Hank.
An exciting one there. It's been a close one here. 13-3, Phoenix with 10:17 to play. Wideouts left and right, and back split behind Aikman. Out of the backfield for A.G. and dropped for a loss by Eric Hill.
And he had a strong safety blitz that time, a delayed blitz with McDonald. 46 coming on the play, and I guarantee you Aikman saw him coming, got rid of the ball just in time.
This is the strength of the Cardinal defense, their linebacking core. All 3 of their starters first-round draft choices, and Eric Hill is one of them. Second-year man out of LSU. Playing in the middle, a former outside linebacker in college and early in his career here, but he's been moved to the middle. 3rd and 11 from the 29. Cowboys just 1 out of 8 on 3rd down. A big one here. Incomplete. Looked to be deflected by Jay Taylor. Intended for Alexander Wright on the near sideline.
Aikman's really got to be frustrated.
They just haven't found anything to hang their hat on all day long offensively.
It looked like a grab bag offense all afternoon. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, hope for the best, and nothing's happened.
Mike Saxon will punt it away, standing at his 15. By Sikahema awaits the kick at his own 25. Cardinals with a return on. From his 22. To the 33 for Sikahema. A 49-yard punt and a 10-yard Sikahema return. The Cardinals lead 13-3.
Ultra Slim Fast. Give us a week, we'll take off the weight. And by LA Gear, unstoppable in performance. New fashion footwear.
You know, early in this game, Hank, it looked like number 39, Johnny Johnson, might be on his way to a 100-yard game, but they really haven't used him much here in the second half.
No, they really haven't. And you kind of wonder why.
Just 2 carries for 10 yards here in the second half. 16 carries for 82 yards overall. 1st and 10 from the Cardinal 33. There's a straight-ahead carry for Johnny Johnson. Eugene Lockhart, the middle linebacker for the Cowboys, on the stop.
Lockhart, you know, that's quite a story. He rubs himself down with antigenic bomb, cremogenic bomb, red sauce, taco sauce, and everything, I think. It's a wonder smoke isn't coming out of his ears.
He gets fired up to play in more ways than one.
Yeah.
2nd and 8. I don't know if that's a good idea when it's 92 degrees down there like it is today.
Well, he said he loves it.
From the 35 of the Cardinals. Rosenbaugh, far sideline, catch. by Roy Green. 10-yard pickup. Cardinals, 8:05 to play, fourth quarter. Cowboys blitz. Green making the move in the open field to the 42-yard line, and another first down. Again, Isaac Holt.
There again, Isaac Holt was back there about 10-11.
First and 10 at the 41 of the Cowboys. 7:25 to play, fourth quarter. Phoenix leading. Again, thrown it downfield, and again it's Green making a sliding grab at the 36-yard line.
And that time Holt came up a lot tighter on the play, but in spite of that, he still ran in front, ran a hitch meaning that you go right at.
J.T. Smith to the near side on single coverage. Kroll in motion.
Well, they got a one-on-one on this side.
Look at the hole for Johnson. 30, 25, 20, 15. Knocked out of bounds at the 10-yard line. A 28-yard gallop for Johnson. And he's got to be around 100 yards. 74. Johnson has his first as a pro and gets the call again to the goal line. And he is awfully close. And he is in. Touchdown, Johnny Johnson and the Phoenix Cardinals.
Good read on the part of Johnny Johnson. It's a straight-ahead shot. Look at the lineman get off the ball in good shape. Look at a big hole they created on the right side. He saw it. Good lean, good leg drive, and he takes the ball just barely, crosses the plane, and goes in for the touchdown. Good blocking, really, on the part of the offensive line. Derek Kennard, Lewis, Lance Smith, Robbins, Reeves, the tight end. They take it in there for the touchdown.
Now Greco's extra point attempt is up and good. The Cardinals' lead is now 17. It's Phoenix 20 and Dallas 3.
Well, again, the more you run the ball, especially like Phoenix is running it, why the better it's going to be in the fourth quarter.
This is Dixon from the 11. Looking for running room, but he's covered at the 25. Don't forget touchdowns to Green, tight end out of Liberty. Time's getting short for the Cowboys. Incomplete. Nearly a juggling grab made by Jay Novacek. Haven't called his name much today, and he came in with 20 receptions. 166 for Phoenix, second and 10. There's a catch made by Novacek. Tight end upfield, close to the 40-yard line. Looks like he's got a first down.
You know, the other thing that surprised me a little bit of
first and 10 for the Cowboys from the 38. Jimmy Johnson will take a 10 away from the Sun Bowl. Nothing else. Sun Devil Stadium. And Aikman goes up top again near sideline, and this one is incomplete. And again,
4.
Cowboys' longest reception of the day right there, 13 yards. Smith fumbled the ball, but the Cowboys have covered it back at their own 33. Freddie Joe Nunn in there with the hit. Aikman hit and dropped again. Fourth sack of the day for the Cardinals. They had 6 coming in. Big Daddy Carl Hairston pulled in on the sack of Aikman. Saxon will punt it away on 4th and 20. Sikahema will watch it roll to the 20-yard line of the Cardinals. That's a 52-yard punt with no return for Saxon. Anthony Thompson gets the call. Knocked out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Thompson has a 1
and do well, and you had the feeling they thought they were going to win the contest. You can see how it turned out that way.
See how downcast the Dallas offensive linemen are sitting on the bench across the way. Thompson again. Up to the 30. Anthony Thompson probably going to see the most work of his young career in their offense by making a big play defensively.
The picture we just saw of Evan Smith tells the whole story.
On 3rd and 2, sweeping left. Getting the first down and more up at the 41, that's Terrence Flagler, who went to training camp and spent preseason with the Dallas Cowboys. He knows why he gets his paycheck. It's not for catching the football. It's for throwing blocks like that at tight end. 1st and 10 from the 42. We're winding down toward the 2-minute mark. Big hole for Thompson. Into Cowboy territory. 10-yard gain. Line as the Cardinals intend to run out the last 2 minutes of this victory. Anthony Thompson can't find much running room this time. A short gain on the left side. Let's go back to New York. Greg Gumbel to update that tight one between the Giants and the Redskins. Greg?
Well, Jim, at RFK, the Redskins down 4, needing a touchdown to win. Greg Jackson with his 2nd interception of the day. That secures it for the Giants, who...
Their 2nd win of this season. They have knocked off Philadelphia and now the Cowboys. Thompson running wide. Got some room if he can turn the corner. Bates chases him. And he's eventually forced out of bounds. Very close to the first down yardage. Looks like he has it around the 36. A 2nd-round draft pick out of Indiana. 1st and 10 from the 36. This is Thompson again inside the 35 to the 34. Middle linebacker, huge yards, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. What a year he's having. It'll be 2nd down. About 8. Cardinals keeping it on the ground again with Thompson. You know, before this game, Hank, some of the Dallas Cowboys before they can start thinking about that.
Well, I think so, but I think we asked Troy Aikman that. He kind of